All right, so today I want to talk to you about profit margins. If you're in this business, you have to understand that profit margins are critical to our success. But here's what we also need to understand. There will be times where your profit margins will get a little bit slim. Right now, we're going through one of those times. Things have been great for a period of time, and now we're going through where things are not going so well as it pertains to rates. The first thing that I think that you need to do is to recognize what type of environment you're in. It's not just specific to you that your margins are slimming down. That's what all of us are dealing with right now. So that's the first thing, to understand the environment. When you understand the environment, you don't go out and try and price yourself out of the market by going in and trying to get much more for the lane when you can only get, what the going rate is right now. So don't price yourself out of loads. Make sure that you are still moving loads, even if the margins are smaller. You may have been making 25% margins, and now you're getting 10. And that's not bad still. You're still keeping the ball in front of you, but when you have offensive opportunities, yes, you have to go on the offense. But right now, it might be better to play defense. And when I say play defense, I'm just saying the loads that you're already moving, even if those margins are smaller, keep moving those loads. Keep moving those loads, because at some point, the door is going to open back up again. If you've already shown that you have the capability to move loads, you can do what you say you can do, then the likelihood of you getting more opportunities is highly likely. Now, here's the other deal that I want you to take a look at. If you're using a factoring company, right? Now might be the time that you say, hey, I'm not going to factor every single load through the factoring company, because of course, that factoring company fee comes out of your profit margin. So if you can remove the factoring company and factor some of those loads, or you do the financing on those loads and use your own money for those loads instead of using a factoring company, that is going to turn out in your favor, right? $150 that you're paying to the factoring company, now that money comes back into your pocket, right? So it's going to be important. Now, you of course have to have that already set up where your factoring company allows for you to use your own financing for some of your loads. You don't have to factor every single load through that factoring company, but that's definitely something that you're going to want to take a look at right now, especially when margins have slimmed down like they have. You see, here's the thing that I want you to understand. In a freight broker business, you will always have periods of time where you're doing really well. So to me, you have to take advantage of that and put back for a rainy day, because things can change and will change. And when they do, and you're not making as much money, then you're still not stressed because you have a reserve. That's what this business is about to me, making sure that you have a reserve. And when the offensive opportunities are there, you have to capitalize. You have to be ready to capitalize on those opportunities, right? Now, here's another thing that I want you to take a look at, especially now that profit margins have slimmed down a bit. It's getting new customers, right? It's always, always, always important for you to continue to get new customers, but even more so when your profit margins slim out, because now you have even a more diverse customer base, and just because things are not going so well with one customer, it could be going much better with another. So, and you might want to have some diversity as far as the freight that you're moving. If you're moving mostly dry van freight, then you might want to add some refrigerated freight. You might want to add some flatbed freight so that you can get a mixture of freight, because all of the markets are not necessarily down at the same time. Reefer rates might be a little bit higher than flatbed rates at certain times, and vice versa. So diversity is important, and you cannot stop ever getting customers. Always, always, always look to get customers. But I just want you to understand, profit margin slimming down, that's normal. Don't look at that as something that is just so dramatic and you're not going to be able to get through this time. We have to get through the bad times just like we go through the good times. That's what measures, to me, a good business owner, a person who can navigate the tough times, right? Because everybody can do it when we are clear blue in 22, but when it gets stormy outside, can you navigate your airplane through the storm? We'll see. That's what I wanted to share with you today. I certainly hope this information has been helpful. If you want to learn more about the freight broker business, I'll leave a free link in the description. It's my 5-video series, and I titled it, How the Load Movement Process Works. It will give you a chance to come into the office with me and watch as I move loads, talk to shippers and carriers to give you a better understanding of how this business works. And I'm also going to leave you a free video right over here that shows me taking a look at the rates. We're going to pull our rates out and let you see what we go to carriers at in certain lanes, how we go to our shippers, so you can see the big picture and how this game works. So until the next time, I wish you the very best in your life and business. See you at the top, because the bottom is much too crowded.